Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening, and welcome along to the ALFA Cup draw, the 2023 agenda. My name is Anthony Maroon. I'll be your MC for this evening. We've got a fair bit to get through, so I will kick on. For those of you who don't know me, I am an ambassador here at Bankstown RSL, so I trust that you might use this club for all your presentations and meetings, etc. moving forward. I'm also a rugby league commentator, so I'm not normally around the great game, the world game, but it's amazing the exposure that the game's getting in the country at the moment, courtesy of the Women's World Cup, which is absolutely fantastic. Everybody's talking about it. I was only saying to young Joseph before, wherever you are, Joe, now, for those of us old enough to remember, it's a little bit like when, for me, I'm 57 years old, it reminds me of when Australia won the America's Cup. And everybody just for 5 minutes was on board, loved the yachting, and my father was telling the TV what to do. He'd never been into a body of water in his life, but he knew all about yachting that day. So it's just wonderful that the World Game, particularly in this country, is getting so much attention at the moment. I think the key thing here is with ALFA, for the local community and the community in Sydney, it means more than that. It's bringing people together, it's bringing cultures together. And I think the most important thing about sport at any level, it's teaching people how to work as part of a team. And now more than ever, for kids in the community, that's so important, isn't it? If you often see it, somebody who's successful at what they do, whether it be real estate or fixing cars or whatever it might be, they will have a strong sporting, community club sporting background. And ALFA is more than that, and it's great to be a part of it all today. And without saying any more, let me welcome up the President, Mr. Remy Weeby, to come up and say a few words. Thank you, Remy.
Thank you, Anthony, for your support tonight and for bringing the MC for the event. Well, welcome everyone tonight, and I would like to, on behalf of the committee, to welcome you all for attending the 9th ALFA Cup draw between the different countries. Before I start, I'd like to give you a brief about the committee and about the ALFA for those who don't know what ALFA is for the first time they come over to the draw. I'll start from the left to the right. It's Mr. Wissam Abbas. We have Mr. Ahmed Jabir. We have the technical director, Shadi Karmi, who's a former Lebanese Premier League player and also played in the FIFA World Cup. Getting to Spiro Sehan, then Johnny Obi, and then Issam Atta. And without forgetting the unknown soldier, Mr. Sharbat Tedros, who's behind the cameras, who's broadcasting live on Oz Arab Media as well. Thank you very much. Once again, just to give you a brief about the ALFA Cup. The ALFA Cup was being established 10 years ago. Among them, the committee was among the first pioneers. Most of them were still the same. A couple of them got changed with time. And the whole idea is to gather the whole Australian Lebanese communities around soccer. And the goal is to pre-select to organize this multicultural tournament, which will gather all different communities from the 4 different corners of the world, regardless of their race, religion, ethnicities, or whatever. So we gather them around soccer like any FIFA World Cup that we will all encourage, like any sports as well. And we believe in it. We believe in putting people together. So you'll see tonight teams from Hong Kong, China, Iran. I hope you won't be the C4 like last year. and others, without forgetting other countries from Europe, from the Middle East, and from Australia as well. There's an Australian team represented by, is not here, Gerald, as well. But yeah, there's an Australian team that has won the Cup last year, and they will be present with us this year as well in October. So this is the point of it, is to gather people together, and at the same time is to pre-select the top players among the community in a way that we can open the path for them to play for the Premier League, for the A League in Australia, and to give them more and more chances to excel in the country. Without forgetting, I would like to welcome also as well a couple of ex-Lebanese Premier League players and who played for the FIFA World Cup as well, the qualification of the FIFA World Cup. Without forgetting, I remember Fadi. Where is Fadi? Listen. Fadi played, can you stand up please for people to know you please? Fadi Hassan played for Lebanon. He played for the Lebanese football team, National One, and the qualification of FIFA World Cup and then the Premier League in Lebanon. Fadi, you played in Australia as well, right? You played in Australia as well, yes. I have also as well Bilal Najarin. Bilal played for the Lebanese national team. Bilal, you're born 1981, 42 years old. You played for Al-Najmi, one of the top tier clubs in Lebanon. It's like Sydney FC or Man United or Liverpool in England. He played for them and he played for the Lebanese national team in a couple of qualifications for the FIFA World Cup. Welcome Bilal with us. Welcome aboard. And different one, I'm not sure, excuse me if I forget any other international player. There's Ali who played for Iran back in the past. He's still playing now, I'm not sure. And Ahmed from Iraq and others. We've got the Jordanians, we have the Syrians. Where are the Syrians? The Syrians there. We have the Palestinians as well. On that side, we've got Hong Kong, Australian Chinese Soccer Association. We have Glenn. Glenn is the, I'd like to talk about the Glenn. Since day one, since 2013, Bankstown referees, now they're part of the ALFA. They took care of the professional, in a professional way of refereeing the tournament. And hi hat for your effort. Every year you are there for us and you are supporting us by all means. And did I forget any other countries? There's 12 total countries participating this year. We couldn't do it more. We said let's limit it to 12 years. And remember, this is the comeback after COVID. We started easy last year, and this is the second year. And hopefully next year we'll go for 16 all ages, and we try to enlarge to use Jensen Park, if council allows us, Jensen Park to host the games for the women. One of the plans that we have for the coming year. Thank you all for coming tonight. I would like to give the podium back and the micro back to Anthony. Anthony, you all know who Anthony is, with his palmarès, with his background. And thank you for being with us, Anthony, part of seeing the evening. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you, my friend, of course, anytime. Anytime you need me, my brother, I'm here. ALFA president, and he looks after about 15 different things in the community. He's a wonderful man. So round of applause everybody for Remy. And another bloke that's flat out at the moment and taking time out from a very, very busy schedule. And I guess it just speaks for volumes to how important this evening is. I'd like to call upon the Mayor, Mr. Bilal Al-Hayyak, to say a few words. Thank you, Bilal. How are you, mate? Good to see you again. Good to see you too.
Thank you, Anthony. Can I thank Anthony, one of the best commentators, rugby league commentators, I should say.
Appreciate that, mate.
Ever. Can I also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, pay my respect to elders, both past, present, emerging. Can I acknowledge a couple of people, Kylie Wilkinson, State Member for East Hills, Rochelle Harika, the Super Rochelle Harika, I should say, Councillor for Basil Ward, and everyone else here today. Of course, Remy and the whole team, the whole committee, congratulations. Well done on organising. It's not easy to organise a tournament. It's full on. It's a tough work. It's a tough job. And what you do, they say that football brings people together. Food, sport, soccer brings people together, and you can see right here today you've got people from everywhere, right, coming together to kick a soccer ball and get together and embrace the best of Australia. So well done, Remy, well done to the whole team, and I want to be biased and say I'm supporting the Aussie team. Can I be more biased and say my dad's Lebanese and my mum is Syrian? So just spoke like a true politician. But I'm supporting all the new guys. Look, well done, Jordan. There you go. Jordan, I play with these boys once a week as well, believe it or not. So if I don't say Jordan, I might break my leg on the weekend. But well done, Remy and the whole team. We're proud as council to support this event. It's a great tournament that brings people together, brings the community together. It is one of the huge ones that we'll always mark on the calendar. So well done, and may the best team win. Well done.
Thank you so much to the Mayor, Bilal Al Hayak. Ladies and gentlemen, as Bilal mentioned, there are a number of dignitaries here today. And now from one of Sydney's A-League teams, one of our premier clubs, Macarthur FC, I'd like to welcome Mr. Dom Bossy to the stage, if you're here, Dom. No, Dom? Okay. Oh, just to say hello, Dom, to you if you're here. Where are you, mate? Yeah? Okay, no worries. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave that now. Let's get to the first part of the draw. Can I invite up some of the dignitaries to help us with this first part of the draw? And I'd like to ask Kylie Wilkinson, member for East Hills, Linda Volts, member for Auburn, and Bilal, if you'd like to come back up, we'll get you guys up and we'll do that first part of the draw. Wissam Abbas is the man here. He knows all about this. He tried to explain it to me 15 times, but I couldn't understand it, so he said he'd come up and give me a hand.
Try to make it as easy as possible. Alright, so we're gonna start first with picking up the head of the groups.
Okay, the head of the groups.
Yeah, we'll be having 4 groups.
Iran, Australia, Lebanon and Qatar.
That's correct.
Okay, they're the head of our groups.
Bilal first. Ladies first.
Ladies first, yeah. B1.
B1, and it's gonna be. So that's Group B. Lebanon.
Okay, and the next one out.
A1.
And the next, now we pick out another country. Qatar. So, and this all happens at Birong.
Yes.
Remy, it's all at Birong, the first one? It's all at Birong, okay. Birong International Stadium. Bilal, C1, thank you very much. Australia. And one more, is that right?
And the last one is...
Wissam, thank you very much.
Thank you. So, D1, last group.
D1.
And the top of Group D will be Iran.
And Iran will be at the top of Group B. All these ones, Remy, at Birong.
Yeah, so these are the top of the group.
Yes, we'll get Remy back up to explain this. He has tried to explain it to me, but
It's okay.
explain.
So just to explain to you, the reason why we picked up the top 4. So just we have 12 teams split over 4 groups, A, B, C, and D. The top teams, head of the groups were A1, B1, C1, and D1, based on the results of the ALFA Cup 2022. And therefore, there was Australia, Iran, Qatar, and Lebanon. In fact, it was another country, Macedonia, but since Macedonia couldn't show up this year, they didn't participate, where Lebanon came 5th to took their place. That's why we have. And the tournament this year will be played over 2 weeks. The first Sunday, the 8th of October, it will be played at the Gym Ring Reserve. And for the first round robin, the top team of each group will qualify to the semi-finals, will play the following week on the 15th at the Velodrome, at the athletic ground at the Crest, where the 2 semi-finals, the 3rd place, and the grand finals will be played. I just wanted to explain that to you, which I missed. I'm sorry for that. I give the microphone back to Anthony. Sorry.
Everything's... Yep.
We will call the teams one by one. Wissam will be there to do the job. Forget about Lebanon. All the other teams are one in French.
Glenn first.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next special guest from the ALFA committee, and of course he's a referee, and as it turns out, isn't it a small world? I know this bloke, I didn't know he had anything to do with you guys, and anyway, he's a lovely man. Ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Irish is his name. Come up and say a few words, Glenn. Don't tell any stories about me.
Thank you, Anthony. Well, as Remy said before, we've been involved refereeing. I have personally since 2013, and it's just great to see all the different cultures come together and go out there and play a sport together and enjoy themselves. And that first year, 6 teams, it was fantastic, and it's been fantastic every year. I won't pick a team to win, but I just wish everybody the best, and we'll all get out there and watch the game that we love, the world game, football. Thank you.
So we'll get you to stay up here as we draw out the next lot now. And also, is Rachel here too? Rachel Harrica, are you here, Rachel? Oh, can you come back up again, please? No, we're just going to draw the next lot out. And Wissam again,
Yes.
who knows all about this. Thanks so much, Rachel.
That's okay, it's okay.
Alright, so now we try to fill up the rest of the group.
Now we're going to fill up the rest of the paperwork here, Charbel. You ready, mate?
Here's a group.
Okay. Here we go.
So B2,
B2.
Egypt.
Egypt. So B2 Egypt. Okay. Versus
C3.
C3. This is like waiting for the lotto numbers, isn't it?
Palestine.
Palestine.
A3,
A3. Thank you, Rachel. Jordan. One more for you, Glenn.
C2.
C2. Is it like the rugby league? Nobody likes the referees, Glenn? How could anyone not like you, mate? How could anyone not like you, you lovely creature?
Indonesia.
Indonesia! And one more, is there? Okay. Oh, there's a few more, is there?
A few more, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. D3.
Should be 4 more. Syria.
Syria. Thank you, Glenn.
B3.
B3.
Lucky winner is Iraq.
Iraq. B3.
A2,
A2. Norway.
Last one, Glenn.
Last one, Glenn. Come on, mate. Don't
Can I
muck
get
it
this
up,
one
Glenn.
right?
Has to be right.
D2.
B1.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. There you go.
Hong Kong.
We're sailing on paper.
thank you so much.
So thank you, Rachel, and thank you very much, Glenn. Now, also, thank you very much to Wissam, who put all that together. Thank you so much, brother. So, Remy, does everybody know what they're going to do now? Everybody, it's all in order? Yes, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some special guests here. I was going to ask them to come on up and we'll just say a few words to them. I know we've got a couple of members of the soccer community, one in particular over here from Lebanon. Can you tell us a little bit about your career? That's an amazing story. Round of applause, everybody. And what brought you to Australia? Your family's here? So you're very involved in the game here? Coaching, still playing? 43 years old, he's still very fit. Oh, 42, I'm sorry, 42. Mate, what about you're watching the Matildas playing the World Cup? Do you think Australia are a chance? Your heart says Australia, what does your head say? Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. Sir, may I ask you a couple of questions too? We're talking about the, sorry about that, Shubs. We're talking about, firstly, the Matildas. How do you see their chances tomorrow night?
Yeah, I believe that Australia have a great chance of winning the comp. The reason being, number one, is their home game, and they have all this 80,000 spectators supporting them. And when the game progresses, I see that more as a team and gel as a team, and they are getting a stronger game after game. And based on the other teams that I observed so far, I do see that Australia have a great chance of winning the competition.
And you mentioned the crowd. What part does the crowd play some part? The crowd's 99.9% of them are cheering for Australia, and that plays some part?
Yeah, absolutely, because they live their spirit. They give them support and confidence. And spectators play great role, in sport, in particular in football. I do remember when I was playing for Iran in 1972, so obviously we always call them a spectator as player number 12. Because they have 11 players on the pitch.
Okay, yeah.
And player number 12 are the spectators to lift your spirit and give you full confidence. And they play a great role, to lift your spirit. And honestly, I believe that this year is Australian year and definitely will win the cup, with a doubt.
Talk to us about you playing for Iran in 1972. What was that like? That's the money can't buy feeling.
Actually, the time that I play, you have to pay to play.
Oh, really?
It was amateur games, and I do remember most of our players. They were, they're taxi players, taxi drivers. They were selling vegetables on the road. And when we get together for training, they were all exhausted, doing their day-to-day and their routine job. And there was no professional football those days. And then probably that the professional football started from around 1980s. So they have to pay to play, and that is why most of the parents, they didn't want the players to become professional players or become part of the national team. So totally different scenarios those days. So yeah, obviously we had totally culture in football, different principles, different concepts, and it was all different.
That's amazing. So you bring a lot of experience to this organisation, to this federation, and it's going strong?
Yeah, it's going very strong. You're talking about the ALFA Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually the ALFA Cup, as you see, is the 9th year that they organize. And let me just first thank you, Remy, and the team, because it is exceptionally difficult task to get the people. And I'm not sure if you are aware, from 2015, when we had the Asian Cup in Australia, is where that the principle of community engagement in football started initiated. It's where that community got together and gel as a community, and that is why most of the association, they start to play football through the engagement programs, through community groups. So since then, every year we decided to participate in ALFA Cup, and we meet more friends, and the idea is just to make friendship and to build a community relationship. This whole concept of winning, losing is not an issue. The main idea is to get together and build up the friendship and community relationship. That's all about playing football.
Well, thank you so much, and for all your wise words, and here's to the future.
Thank you so much. Sorry?
Here's to the future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Glenn, can I get you back up just while I'm roaming around here? Because you'd probably know this as much as anyone. You referee in this wonderful sport, but you've spent the last 3 or 4 or 5 decades living in what is traditionally rugby league heartland, or in and around Guildford, around that part of the world. So, first of all, how did you get to be involved with football?
Well, I started playing when I was 5. I played till I was approximately 20, and then I injured my knee really badly. It was dislocated. I couldn't go back to play. I took up refereeing, and funny enough, ever since then I've been refereeing. This is my 39th year of refereeing. So, yeah.
And mate, so let's go back to say when you were 20, all right? So I imagine Sydney back then was rugby league, Wenty Magpies and the Guildford Owls and the Toongabbie Tigers.
Yeah, but soccer was still huge. It's always been. Back in my days when I was playing, we had a lot of Italians and Greeks, and their game was football. And it's just, it doesn't matter what nationality you are. Everybody loves the game. It's an easier game to play. Rugby league's, yes, a bit harder and tougher. I did play that for a few years and went fairly good, but knee injury and I was out.
So the game is growing in Australia, mate.
It is huge. In our local area, the girls' soccer alone has grown by 50% this past year. And now with the Matildas going so well, we expect more growth again. It's just phenomenal.
Mate, what do you think? I asked the other fellas about the Matildas. With your heart, I know what you're going to say, but do you think they're a red-hot chance of winning?
If we get through tomorrow night, I think we'll go all the way. With 80,000 people behind them, they will go. That will bring them home. I think they will.
So I wonder how many times, and obviously you'd know the answer to this, I have no idea, but I assume the host nation always goes well?
Generally the host nations go well. Crowds will, if you've got your home crowd, it gets you over the line sometimes.
Yes.
And I think they will, because us Aussies are crazy. They'll yell and scream at it. They'll scream at 2 cockroaches climbing up the wall. So they'll be well behind them. I think they'll do it.
Righto, Glenn. Well, good on you, mate, and all the very best. And to everybody, for the months ahead, we wish you all the very best. If you have any questions, go and see Remy. And thank you very much to Shubs and everybody for having me here tonight. And enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody. Make sure you get some photos with your colleagues and your opponents, and all the very best for the season. Thanks so much. Okay, yes, that's great. All right. Yeah. Guys, Remy's just had a great idea. Like, while everybody's here, if you've got a question, let's have the question on the microphone, and maybe somebody can answer the question for you. Does anyone have any questions about the draw or anything that's coming up? Feel free. Yes, mate. Yes.
The winners of each group will verse what group? You know.
Yes. This gentleman asked, the winners of each group will verse what group?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a good question. The winner of each group will be versing. We'll do the draw on the day. Let's say A1, A2, A3, A4, whatever the top of the route. On the same day, we're gonna be knowing. We call them. We do the draw. We might be versing A versus B and whatever. It's only for teams. That's it. If it was a quarter final, different game. But because of that, let's say Iraq, whatever. We do the draw, and then your presence with the committee, with the referees. You know, this team is versus the other team.
Thanks, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, any questions? Now's quite easy time to...
I have something to explain.
Okay, Remy's going to explain something.
Mates, please, I need your attention for a second regarding the first round. Let's say we have 3 teams, right? We're going to play three games. If each team beat the other one, we're going to end up by 3 teams the same result. Let's say Lebanon beat Egypt 1-0. Egypt beat Iraq 1-0. Iraq beat Lebanon 1-0. The 3 teams will be equal in points and in goal average, correct? The way we determine who's going to be the semi-finalist winner of the group is based, first of all, on the points. If there are equal points, then we go to the goal average. If the same goal difference, we go to the team who has scored more goals. Let's say if you score 3 goals against 2, and I score 2 goals against 1, the difference is +1 because you scored 3 goals, you qualify. If you still have the same goal difference with the same goal score, then we go to the red cards, the fair play. It's called the fair play. So if you have a red card, it will be -3 points. If you have a yellow card, -1 point. We will see the referees, your team, how many red cards and whatever, we deduct them. If you still have the same points, then we go for the ballot, for the draw in the presence of those teams, and the referees, the committee with the presence of those teams, we do the draw and we pick up one team, this team will be the winner, which is very, as we say, unusual, but we have to put the odds in consideration. Any other questions you have, please? We need to ask the mayor Bilal Hani, all of us, to give us $20,000. I'm just kidding, Bilal. Your support with council is tremendous, and thank you very much for all the effort we've been doing behind the scene. And on behalf of the committee, I thank you. I thank all the lovely people, Michelle, and our lovely Kylie, our state MP for themselves, all of you for being here tonight, and thank you for the support.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like to stay for a drink or a photo, if not, that's fine. Please get home safely, and all the very best for the season. Thank you so much. God bless.